Hi, this is Zach here with a weekend edition of the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe. It is Sunday, the 3rd of December. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which had a good end to the week and a good start to the month as well. We're above the 50-day moving average there at 74.80. Initial target here is 76.50, which is that February resistance line, and then above that maybe is a best case target for the end of this year up to 7800 at a May resistance line projection. Downside currently regarded as being no lower than 7400 after multiple tests of that area during the latter part of November. And we've got the RSI at 57, which is the perfect area for a future move to the upside. Moving along to the DAX, which has been doing rather better than the FTSE for quite some time, at least since the beginning of last month. Another push to the upside and very near the highs of the year, 16,500. The target for the end of the month and the end of the year is currently 16,800, which is the top of a May broadening triangle, and with the 50 and 200 day lines both rising, couldn't really get a much better picture than that for the end of this year. If we do fall, the initial support around 16,100, which was the old August to November resistance. Pushing on with the Dow Jones, which I suppose has been rather like the DAX, but if only better than actually. Here we've got a situation where we hit our initial target here, the top of that rising trend channel from this time last year, around 36,100, and after that we're looking for 36,500 by the end of this month. Obviously that looks rather near at the moment, but given that we are very overbought, there may be a little bit of a struggle around the new highs for the year while the Dow gets his act together. If you're a fan of this market and you're looking for greater glories, then they would be up towards a line of resistance that I'm drawing at the moment, which is basically 37,500. That's a resistance line projection from back in March, but it is unusual to have a situation here where you're actually struggling to find the resistance line, which could be the next target. On the downside, only back below the old summer resistance area, 35,800, really delaying the upside scenario on what's been one of the best turnarounds I think one has seen in many, many years. Moving on to the Bitcoin situation, and here we were looking for up to 43,000 by the end of last month. Obviously, we missed that target by, well, maybe by a few days only. At the moment, we've got a line there from back in the end of September 2022 heading for 43,000, and that's valid while we're above the 38,000 area, which has been rather sticky resistance over the course of November. This stage only well below 35,000, really suggesting that we've topped out on that market. Another good situation at the moment is gold, where we hit our 2060 target there. Looking for this market maybe to consolidate, but no lower than 2020. If we can stay above that, then the next level up could be up to 2180 by the end of next month, i.e. by the end of January. I think it's time for this market to move, and we're only about a day or two away from a golden cross between the 50 and 200 day moving averages there, and that is also obviously adding momentum to this situation. On to pound dollar, which has been interesting in the sense that even though the fundamentals may not suggest it, the market here is doing remarkably well, if only as a play against the dollar. So we've got a rising 50 and 200 day moving averages here. A break of 127.30, which was the old target, would take us up towards not only 128, but then should be retesting the best levels of last year at $1.31 sometime by the end of next month. Upside certainly valid while we're above the $1.26 area. Moving on to the stocks and starting off with Angle. Here we've got a falling wedge break, and we broke that around the 10.5 pence level. Above that, we're looking at the top of a triangle there from the middle of last year, from June. That's heading towards 22 pence, and we're looking for that by the end of next month, or hopefully even sooner, backed by bullish divergence or uptrend line in the RSI window. On to Capital Metals, which confirmed what we were all being flagged, that the Sri Lankans would give back their licenses after taking them away for little reason. Here we've got a rising trend channel that's been in place since basically the beginning of October. The target there towards 7 and 7.5 pence either that February resistance line or the top of that October rising trend channel. So 7.5 pence, hopefully by the end of this month or even sooner. I'd like to see the shares stay on the right side of 5 pence ahead of doing that. Onto a stock which seems to be limbering up for a move to the upside. It's already bounced well. Cizzle. Here we're trading just below the 200-day moving average, around 2.4 pence, but above that looking for up to 3 pence by the end of this month within a broadening triangle base. We've got both the 50 and 200-day lines rising now, so that means or suggests we're in the run-up to a golden cross. On to Hvivo, which I haven't looked at for quite some time. Here you can see that we've got this rising trend channel that's been in place since November last year. Top floor of the channel there around 18 pence, and the top of the channel heading towards up to the 28 pence area. We're looking for that by the end of next month, given the way that the 50 and 200-day lines are now both rising well at the moment, or have been for the last week or so. Only back below 18 pence, really delaying the upside scenario. And moving on to KR1. And a few stocks from the Aquis market. Here we've had a rising trend channel that's been in place since, well, for a long time actually, since April last year. The top of the channel there up to 73 pence, and above that there's no real resistance for the stock until we get to £1. So hopefully looking for £1, maybe as soon as the end of next month. In fact, £1.20 is the message from that resistance line there. The only thing maybe we might want to think about is the old support there from the initial part of last year around 70 pence. So while we're on the right side of 70 pence, we're looking for £1 plus on KR1 relatively soon. Next stock is another stock doing well from the rise in crypto. Here we've got NFT rising trend channel from back in February this year. Top of the channel there up to 2.5 pence, which we're looking for well before the end of this month. If you're a fan of the shares and looking for greater glories, then probably the line I'm about to draw now would be the level towards 4 pence by the end of January. So quite confident now the shares are going to start to move well, and only back below a recent support there. Well, in fact, that gap there at 1.8 to 1.9 pence, really delaying the recovery scenario. Quadrise is next, and here a stock which hit all the targets that we were looking for. Firstly around 2 pence, and then 2.3 pence. Above 2.3, we're looking for a rather bigger jump up to as high as 3 pence by the end of next month, which is a resistance line projection from the end of 2022. Revolution bars are next, and here you can see a wonderful cup and handle turnaround here. So the U-shaped turnaround, and then that handle break through 4.25 pence. Above that, not only looking for the old support there from the beginning of the year around 5 pence, but up to 6.5 pence by the end of this month. It looks like a very exciting turnaround scenario there, at least in terms of that charting formation. Tertiary Minerals is next. The shares gapped up on Friday, which is pretty impressive for this stock, and looking for an initial target here, 0.16 over the next couple of weeks, and then as far as a longer time frame target, up to 2.23 by the end of next month. All the while we want to see the shares stay on the right side of 0.1 pence. The last two are coming up next. First is Valereum, which seems to have revived and revitalized itself. We've got a nice V-shaped bull flag resting on the 50-day moving average at 3.7 pence. Above that, we're looking for as high as 7.25 pence, 7.4 pence in fact, by the end of next month. Great turnaround there with a bear trap from below the August support there at 2.8 pence. Last one is another stock which is related to crypto. Quite a few of them around at the moment, and it's Vinanz. Here we were looking for 10 pence as an initial target, even though we didn't have much charting material. But to the moment, with all those either flat or blue candles, we're looking for much more. I would say that at the moment it looks as though we're in a rising trend channel, and the top of the trend channel could be heading towards the 12 to 13 pence. Hopefully by the end of this month. So let's see if that rather esoteric charting kicks in for the shares. Upside value while we're above the initial resistance there around 6.5 pence. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.